What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I wanted to have a discussion about Warzone potentially killing CoD Multiplayer as we know it. And this is really sparked by the earnings call that came from Activision a couple days ago, where the president of Activision said this: Warzone is going to be front and center for us for a long time. And then also in the investor call, they were talking a lot about Warzone, more so than regular multiplayer. The way everything was worded in that investor call was basically Warzone is their main focus, it's their baby, and it seems like the annual Call of Duty titles are more so just designed to be support and giant content updates for Warzone, while of course still being their own thing. But the main push throughout this entire investors call was Warzone. It was all about Warzone. And this is something I've been noticing a lot within the community as well. Actually, even since Warzone initially launched, a lot of the focus seemed to shift over to Warzone away from Modern Warfare's multiplayer. And a lot of people that were sticking with Modern Warfare's multiplayer, they really felt as though they were being ignored and they were sort of left in the dust and everything was all about Warzone. And based on everything I've been seeing since Cold War launched as well, I don't think anything really changed here. It still seems like Warzone is their primary focus, and it just really doesn't seem like they care too much anymore about the multiplayer side of things. And I'm not talking about the individual developers. I'm sure the individual devs that are working on the multiplayer part of Cold War, they're super passionate and everything. I just mean as a company, it seems like they are shifting their focus away from multiplayer, and Warzone just might end up being that COD killer that everybody's been talking about since COD 4, basically. Everybody's always been talking about the COD killer. What's gonna kill COD? It looks like since they plan on continuing down this path, the thing that is most likely to kill COD, at least as we knew it, is Warzone. And as a very long-time dedicated COD fan, it's actually really sad to see this. It almost feels like this is an end of an era when it comes to COD multiplayer, even though it's still technically going to be around, and they have confirmed in this investor call that a new Call of Duty is coming out later this year, just like we always get. But yeah, it really seems like Activision is treating the new multiplayer games every year as more of like a booster pack for Warzone, rather than an actual well-developed and polished game that they invest a lot of time and resources into. And from the business side of things, I don't think I can really blame them, because it appears that they are actually doing better than ever before. Their microtransaction sales are through the roof right now. Like, things have been going amazing on the business side of things for Activision. So as frustrated and annoyed as I am as a really long-time fan of COD multiplayer, if we're looking at it from a purely business standpoint, I get it. It makes sense. It's literally their job on the business side to generate as much revenue and profit as possible for the shareholders. And they've been doing an incredible job at that, at least for the short term. I am really interested to see how this all plays out long term, especially once a bunch of competitors end up jumping into the market. Because I've been saying this for a while now, there really haven't been any solid competitors to COD that have come out within the past couple years. And with this next generation of consoles, I'm sure we've got a big wave of new FPS games coming out in the not too distant future. And we'll just have to see how loyal and dedicated the Warzone fans will end up being long term. I feel like with this shift and this move toward Warzone, they've really pushed away a lot of their most dedicated multiplayer fans that have been around for a decade or more. And if Warzone ends up going downhill or losing its relevancy, which will eventually happen, will those previously dedicated fans that they pushed away come back and continue playing their multiplayers that they just don't appear to be putting as much time or effort into? This really does concern me for the franchise long term, because once you push those dedicated fans away, all of the more casual players that don't have that same brand loyalty, many of them will be the same type of people that immediately jump ship the moment something new and shiny comes out with a different franchise or a different series. And if you've already pushed all your loyal fans away, who's going to be left over playing your game? Now, of course, my concerns might be completely unwarranted. This might not turn out to be the case at all. And who knows, maybe next year's COD multiplayer is going to end up being an incredibly well-made game that multiplayer fans absolutely love. But looking at the trend we've been seeing since Warzone launched, I definitely have my doubts and my concerns. Now, I did also want to share with you guys sort of where my head's at when it comes to the YouTube side of things, because I'm kind of in a weird place right now. Anytime I upload a Cold War video, I have a bunch of comments of people saying, man, I hate Cold War, it really sucks, where's the Warzone content? But then, anytime I upload Warzone content, I get the exact same thing from the people that are playing Cold War multiplayer, where they say, Warzone sucks, I hate Battle Royale, why aren't you covering more multiplayer? And I feel like right now, I am kind of spreading myself thin across both of these modes, and therefore the channel isn't really reaching its full potential at the moment, because I'm not putting 100% focus into one or the other. And the thing is, I want to be covering both. I enjoy both. I'm actually having quite a good time overall with Cold War's multiplayer, despite its clear issues. There are absolutely issues. It's not always an amazing time, but at least I'm enjoying myself a lot more playing Cold War compared to when I was playing Modern Warfare's multiplayer. However, at the same time, I still enjoy Warzone, despite its issues, which it also has quite a few issues with it. I'm also enjoying that quite a bit, especially after the DMR nerf, and I feel like we've got a good weapon balance now. The stim glitch has finally been fixed again, and I've been noticing far fewer cheaters recently after that big ban wave. So I just wanted to share with you guys, I am sort of having this internal struggle at the moment. I don't know where I want to be putting my focus, and I don't want to be always spreading myself so thin. And this is where it makes most sense for me, since this is my job, to start looking at the numbers. And as it is right now, the demand for Warzone content is far higher than multiplayer content. Cold War multiplayer videos, aside from the ones that are just trashing the game basically, are doing terrible. And even though I still enjoy making the content and I enjoy playing the game for the most part, it is really discouraging sometimes to put so much time and effort to really polish up videos and make them as good as I can make them, only to have them sort of flop views-wise. And it's not all about the views and the money for me, but at the same time, it is my job and I have to be aware of these kinds of things. I've got to pay the bills. And therefore, I wanted to share with you guys that it looks like I am going to be shifting the focus on this channel a little more in the direction of Warzone going forward. This doesn't mean I'm going to completely stop uploading multiplayer content. I will still get my gun guide series finished, for instance, and any sort of patches or big news, or if I find anything really interesting that I want to share, then sure, I'm still going to have Cold War multiplayer videos, but I do have a lot less motivation to be covering multiplayer content, and therefore in the future, it looks like you can expect to see more Warzone content from me and a bit less multiplayer content. And I did want to explain my reasoning behind that, because I know a lot of people are going to be very unhappy to hear that. There's a lot of really dedicated Cold War multiplayer fans that love my Cold War multiplayer content, but unfortunately, you guys are in the minority here, and I have to do what's best for me and what's best for my business here. And since it seems Activision's going to be putting their primary focus on Warzone, while apparently not really caring so much about the multiplayer side of things, it only really makes sense for me to do the same. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. I'd like to know in the comments section below. First up, what do you guys think about the fact that Activision is going to be putting Warzone first going forward, or at least everything we know so far is indicating that that's what's going on? And also, do you think this is a good long-term strategy for them? Do you think this is going to be overall good and healthy for the CoD franchise going forward? Or are you like me, and are you quite concerned that this could end up killing CoD as we know it? Just let me know all of those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.